Hey everybody, this is Bernie Salazar, at-home winner from Season 5 of The Biggest Loser, and I've partnered with the Power to End Stroke campaign because I know that it's never too late to get started. You saw my transformation on TV, now it's time for yours. Dre's put together an amazing workout plan, 30, 60, and 90 days, so wherever you're at, you can get started and get your life changed. You're worth it. It's time to take that step. Now join me in getting healthy.